Did you expect at the start of the day that you'd have been able to have such incredible pace to fight your way through?
It's always difficult to tell how good it would be, but I knew that the car was very quick. It was just about how quickly I could clear all the cars ahead of me. And of course I was also on a bit of a different strategy, but yeah, the pace was very good. It was very important to go really long in the first stint, but it was a bit difficult to tell how the tires would last. So that's why probably in the middle of that stint I had to back in or back it out a bit. Okay. And then at the end of that stint I could push again because I could feel like I would hit that lap anyway, the lap number we wanted to target. And yeah, that's why I think that made my race, you know, to come out so close. Of course, after the pit stop, then of course I had fresher tires, and that tire was probably a little bit more fragile today, but it was still good enough, of course, to pull out again.
Yeah, obviously I wanted to win today. Didn't work out. Very early on, I could see that that medium tire was a weak one, especially for that first stint, and I just didn't go long enough to build a tire delta. Unfortunately, it didn't work this time for us, but I think we gotta learn and understand what went wrong today, and hopefully be to our normal pace in Imola.
That probably was our best race of the year in terms of race pace, and yeah, we need to keep understanding the car. It's still everything new to us. We found ourselves in a position that we still difficult to believe, but yeah, we are maximizing every Sunday, so this is the way to go.
P4 in those circumstances we probably wasn't expecting. Really quite a satisfying race, good overtakes on the Alpines, good overtake on Carlos. Pace for us, relatively speaking, was strong. We couldn't have done more today, so I'm proud of that. But of course, you know, we want more, and we want races like this to be for the win.
It's very tough for us at the moment. I had a super encouraging and exciting first stint, pushing Fernando and thinking that we could actually battle him and stay ahead of the Mercedes for the race. Then we went for the undercut, and having to push those first 3 laps after the pit stops killed my tire, and it was just a very long stint from there to the end. We are battling inconsistencies with the wind, with the unpredictability of the car, with the overheating of the tire, which means we have very little flexibility in the race to play around with other cars with strategy. And I think we paid the price of maybe pitting those 5 laps too early to undercut Fernando.
I had a great time. It was really, really fun. Great to be able to come back from 13th because it was bad qualifying yesterday. So to be able to take that step forward was awesome.
How much are you itching to get the upgrades for Imola?
Yeah, definitely been counting down the days for it. So I'll find out this week what we're expecting, what kind of trajectory that puts us on. But I'm really hoping that it helps us take a step forwards. I think others might bring upgrades as well, so it'll be really interesting to see kind of where we are with the lay of the land. But yeah, I'm excited.
It was really difficult. We were just speaking about with Carlos, and yeah, we basically agreed that we have a car that is so incredibly difficult to be on the limit. And on my side, I don't know what was going on, but in the high speed I had, the car was moving a lot. Not from the rear, but just the overall platform of the car was touching like crazy. So we all checked the car and everything, but didn't feel great. And yeah, as we were saying with Carlos, it was just a very inconsistent car today. And so yeah, just trying to bring the car to the end, but obviously not a great race.
Yeah, I will say there was clearly some positive. Took a great start, managed to be forced for the start of the race for a few laps, and pushed really hard trying to keep up with Carlos and Fernando. But yeah, we just lacked a bit of pace, running in P6 until a few laps to the end, and fortunately we had to do quite a lot of fuel saving in the last 10-15 laps, and Charles and Lewis came back pretty quickly and passed me, I think, 4 laps to the end.
Yeah, I think it's been good, obviously, to finish with both cars in the points today. You know, pleased to have bounced back, you know, from a tough weekend last weekend, and some good fights out there. You know, some good lunges on Valtteri, some good fights with Carlos, back and forward. He passed me, I passed him. Well, he finished in front. We couldn't hold him, but it was a good fight until then. And yeah, unfortunately, we had an aggressive strategy that we knew was a little bit slower, but there could have been more rewards, you know, for it, and it didn't pay, you know, for us today.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was dreaming of a little more than 1 point, but still what we came here to do is get points and finish in the top 10. I don't think it was an easy race to get points in today because all the big teams finished up there, and P10 I think is more or less the best we could have hoped in terms of the pace we had. I think actually the pace was good, but we had a little more degradation than the rest of the field.
Yeah, very tough. Well, I literally gave it everything, so pretty happy with the performance. Yeah, shame that I couldn't score points, but yeah, nothing to say. Just, well, it's good that I'm being consistent, and yeah, hopefully I can be consistent in points. But for now, pretty happy with it.
Our weekend yesterday, the bad qualifying, did what we could today, but tough one.
Did you think that maybe you might have had a chance to fight through a little bit more? Is this just a track that it's just once you're offline,
It's
it's too
really
difficult?
tough to overtake and DRS train the whole way, so it was just a tough one.
Didn't definitely have the pace like we had yesterday on a single lap. I think this reflects more the true pace I think we have at the moment. So yeah, need to keep working. Obviously tried to fight the best I could, but just couldn't hold on.
Tricky one, just didn't have the pace today. I think we went into it thinking we were the 9th quickest car, and maybe today we were the 10th. So yeah, it was a tricky one. We were just managing the fronts and the rears. Didn't really have grip sliding around. Yeah, that's the next one.
Yeah, it was a tricky, difficult race. Didn't quite pan out the way we hoped, we wanted. Yeah, start was alright, but then I think we were just having difficulties in traffic. You know, when we're surrounded with other cars, we were struggling for consistency, for grip. It makes it quite difficult for me anyways today, and I was struggling with that. And that obviously then also translates into higher tire deck. So yeah, not a good one, but I still feel, you know, some valuable lessons probably learned, some good data, and hopefully we can tackle those issues in the future later in the season.
Yeah, it was quite clear that just sliding around better than last weekend, but still kind of it's kind of here and affecting us, the performance, especially with the high fuel car. And yeah, it was very difficult for me to hold it off. Obviously, the Asters behind and the guys around, like even the Haas seems to be have a stronger pace than us. So hopefully that, you know, with the upgrades we have for Imola can bring us forward. But yeah, it was difficult Sunday out there.
I guess frustrating. It's just a long race, not enough speed to battle anyone, and yeah, weigh out the points. So it's tough, but I did what I could. We're not doing anything wrong. We just don't have a car. We're just quick enough for the minute. So yeah, just keep working hard.
Yeah, it was quite lonely. There was a little tire degradation, so kind of lap times were improving all the time, and yeah, just looking after the front, and that was pretty much it.
I had a lot of issues on the car in the race. Yeah, we had some kind of quite major failure about 6 or 7 laps in on the brake-by-wire and the energy recovery or something like that. So yeah, I was managing a lot of issues after that. I had a really good lap 1, which was yeah, the highlight of the weekend, I think. But yeah, frustrating afternoon, just yeah, trying to drive around with issues.
I think we were a bit conservative on balance to start the race, and when I only do one stint, I have to persevere with that the rest of the race. You know, I used my tools to get it as close as I could, and I think by the end it wasn't too bad. It came to me a little bit, but yeah, I mean 56 laps or 55 laps on the hards was a long stint, and by the end, yeah, they're going to be struggling.